You know, this work that I'm doing, making this collection of videos to show the world what happens in our public schools. It's harder than it looks. I mean, you don't want to throw anybody under the bus. These are some nice people. But some of the things that they do to our kids is so fucking malicious or so dumb. You know, I'm doing this analysis of their analysis of why kids are chronically absent at their school. 12%. Venice High School has 12% of their students who were chronically absent a year ago. They're putting their plan together on this thing they call the single school plan. I mean, this school plan for student achievement, which is how they access Title I funds. This year, the budget was $1.1 million. And, you know, I can't believe the things that are said about the kids, about us, the parents, and the ideas they come up with. You know, so let's go through this slowly and carefully. So in the first text box, you see reasons students don't attend. Why are they chronically absent? Or just why kids in general don't show up. He says parents allow the students to just be absent and there are no consequences. Now, how many homes have you visited? How many families have you spoken to? So for you to make that claim, fucking asshole. Transportation issues. Let me go back to no consequence. You know, these are families in crisis. That's why the kids are chronically absent. I think you get that. I know because my wife has kidney disease. She's on dialysis. Single income family, professional, full-time job, director of human resources. My wife's responsible. My kids are good kids. They're responsible. Sometimes it just couldn't happen. If you fucking say that there are no consequences, we just allow it to happen, who the hell do you think you are? Transportation issues. What, are you going to Uber everybody into the school? Because if not, then take it off the table. We can't do anything about that. The kids live too far away from school. Who allowed them to come to your school? Why don't you go take it up with them? But once again, are you going to buy everybody property in Venice? Because if you are, well, then great. Let's make that one of the issues we're going to address. If not, think again. Lack of knowledge of LAUSD attendance policies, because what? The ones written, they're too complicated? What? It's too hard for kids that are in high school to not understand that if you miss school, you're going to miss learning. They're going to be, these kids are experts, like you said, at missing school. They know the consequences. Why do you think they don't come? To them, it's all lost. It's the toxic culture of education. Academic challenges. They have academic challenges, and that's what you get paid for. Personal and/or family issues. You name a family, including yours, that doesn't have issues, and I will give you a gold medal. Peer pressure. Okay, that's what the adults at the school are paid for. To teach them character, not just, you don't just teach reading, writing, and arithmetic. You teach kids. Bullying, your responsibility. Yes, you have a high rate of bullying at Venice Senior High School, but so does the whole district. But what did you do about it? Probably hired a third party to come in there and talk to the families. When is the staff going to get involved in the life of these kids beyond just teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic. Oh, and chemistry. Yeah, because we got a real good one there. What about talking? This sounds like somebody's gossiping. I believe one reason for decrease is due to large, over 600 freshmen this school year. Well, look at your records, because you have a tremendous drop from the freshman year to the sophomore year of returning students. That's a loss. Each one of those students not to come back to your school is a freaking failure on your part. Many with a history of chronic. Well, if you know that in advance, why don't you plan for it? Why don't you go to a board meeting and stand there with your fellow teachers and your union reps and just insist that something be done differently? Because in another one, when you're explaining achievement, you talk about they enrolled after norm day and they don't have a place to be placed. And it's always a kid's fault. It's always a kid's fault. Where does it say anything about what you do? I'm going to tell you what I see. I see you trying to address problems that you have no control over. I see you blaming the victim, these 600 kids coming in there, maybe with hope. They treated me like crap at the other school. Venice High School is the world famous Venice High School, and they're going to do something better for me. Just again, punitive and unsustainable solutions. Yeah, when you take some of the most important and well-paid and well-trained assistant staff, like your athletic director, your counselors. Don't you have a shortage of counselors already, and you're going to have them sit on the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms team, the ATF, the attendance task force, that you name after the ATF? And members of the administration. What, like Nunez is like, I don't know, I talk to him all the time, but I can't get him to, he has his good days and his bad days. You're supposed to be consoling me, giving me reassurance that you're going to take care of my kid. And instead you're crying to me about the teacher that won't listen to you. Teachers, the rest of you, on the SBM, on the SSC, you know me, you know where I come from. You know my thoughts. Do something about this guy. And whoever wrote all this crap, blaming the kids. So irresponsible. And millions of dollars are given to you on your responsibility. And you come up with solutions that don't work. You have the same problems every year. You would think after 20 years of having these problems, you would have figured something out. You would have stood up against the board, not for what's fucking convenient to the adults, what's good for kids. What is your problem? Wake up. You're destroying lives. Don't tell me about all the good things that you do, because it ain't you. Maybe it's somebody else. I got some names of some amazing people that work on your staff, but you got people who don't know how to think, are bureaucrats, professional bureaucrats. We have a kid who sits on the school site council with us, and he's learning the wrong way to think and the wrong way to do that. We are his role models, and we're in a rush to get these meetings done. We see, they watch adults treat other kids like crap, and they think, yeah, well, he's different from me. He acts out, he does things a different way. Out of the box thinkers, kick them out, fail them. You have teachers who say, I'm going to fail you, most of you, by the end of the school year. What if that was your kid? Think about this. When you make your goals for your graduation rates, so we're 81%, we made 81% this year. Next year, we're going shooting for 85, shoot for the stars. You already discounted 15% of your seniors without even knowing them by name. And who's the one that went up to them, all 15% of them, and said, you know what, you got no chance. Sorry, buddy, you're out. Where shit, you didn't even do that. I would respect that more than the fact you're gonna keep them coming in and going to tutoring and staying after school and hold them accountable, bring them in on Saturdays when Saturday might be when they have their football, soccer, baseball league. The only thing that's giving them any self-pride, any motivation, any desire to live, and you're going to take that away from them. And you call it Saturday attendance makeup school. You don't call it loss of learning school. We're going to get you graduated from high school, class or whatever. Why do you plan to have winter break, remediation? Why do you plan to have summer school? Why not plan and inspire your teachers to say, you know what, this year we don't lose any of them. And you say, you know what, anybody who's planning to make their extra money during winter break or summer break, during your free period, come into a classroom. Commit to coming into a classroom. Let's have 2 teachers in each classroom. Let's have 3 teachers in each classroom, but we won't fail a single one. That's what I want to hear. Be leaders. Don't tell me you're not responsible. Yeah, I get it. I was a teacher too. I get it. There's some amazing people doing amazing things for these kids. This is the game plan. This school plan for student achievement. That's how you're going to plan out your professional development, your team meetings. And this is what you're telling everybody the game plan is. We're planning for failure. What the hell is wrong with you? Think again. Let's start from scratch. I will go to the board meeting with you. I'll bring other parents with me. Let's take a stand for kids. The policies are wrong. The priorities are wrong. The way of thinking is wrong. Let's say we're not going to lose a single one. Whoever leaves this summer comes back in the fall, because we're going to be so damn engaging. We're going to be so caring. I don't need you to care about my kid. I need you to care about your job, about the excellence that you deliver to the kids. Come on, all of you, even the assholes, come on, step up. Step up. It does me no good to get rid of you, Vela. They need a chemistry teacher, but we need you to step up. Stop hating kids. Or you know what? Save that hatred for after school. Come in and take some pride in the work you do. Stop thinking in advance you're going to fail kids. Think that you're going to do every single thing possible to make sure that, don't pass them just to pass them. Make sure that they are the best chemistry students you've ever had. I took chemistry in high school and in college. Brooklyn Technical High School, UC Berkeley. You don't need no freaking algebra 2 to do, balancing equations? You can teach that without teaching algebra 2. You want me to teach you how to teach it? Yes, and I'm calling you guys out. Now, I want to talk about this one teacher, my kid's speech teacher. So we had the chemistry teacher, drama, problem. What about this? And what about the speech teacher? So she's not engaging, and so the kids don't react. What does she do? She quits on the kids. She just decides not to talk to them anymore. Every day she comes in with a ditto, hands it to them, and waits for the bell to ring. The kids wait with her, and they go. And you expect them to come back to school the next day? No wonder you have chronic absenteeism. This is what, and this person, she knows who she is. And then you create a task force with some of the most important people. You have a shortage of counselors, and now you're having the counselors do sweeps? No, they need to counsel. All that time that they're not doing their job, all you're doing is building this back. So where were we? We're talking about stepping up, excellence in the classroom. This plan that I'm proposing through this presentation is ultimately about taking every single penny, or asking the district to look at every single penny that's spent. You can shut down all those parent and community engagement divisions. They're not doing anything for me and for my kids. Nothing. All these departments, you have bureaucracy up to wahoo, up to yin yang. And that money doesn't make it to the classroom. That is correct. And we should take that money and hire more teachers. And they don't have to be credentialed teachers. There are a lot of passionate people, smart people who can teach, having never taken a class in instruction. And they will be there, committed, if you guys commit first. Otherwise, we you know, if you don't let us in, we can't help. I've offered my free services as a volunteer to your Title I coordinator. Oh, yeah, send me an email. Never wrote back. I've done it with the community, parent and community engagement. Use me. You didn't hire a community rep, and your community rep probably would have sucked because you would have trained her or him. I know this. I've trained parents. I used to pack the house with a friend of mine. He was a soccer coach, and I was like the consultant math teacher and all that. This was at Morningside High School in Inglewood. You think you don't have parent involvement? Less there, but we would pack the house. We know we are the community. We're from the community. And you just ignore as if you were doing anything right. This is my kid. It's my school. My tax dollars pays for you. Let me in. Let us all in, because you need help. We're losing them more than ever. Look at the bottom of this slide. Give you just some ideas. I'm not even thinking outside the box. I'm thinking inside the box. But here, this is, I dare yourself. Insist that you're not going to lose any of them this year. We have what? February, March, April, May. You have 4 months to save these kids. IT at the district level, wherever. If there are hotspots out there, there are zones in the city, in the area that Venice High School serves. Drive to each one and find out which ones work with your Verizon hotspots, which ones work with your T-Mobile or whichever ones they are, and make sure they work for everybody consistently, and make sure you have the staff that can support you. And tell the board how much money you need. There's a slide someplace in here where there's $144 million being spent on curriculum alignment. Curriculum alignment's been being done since I worked in the schools 20 years ago, and it's like, what is left to align? The publishers do all the alignment nowadays. It's not that hard. It's not. It doesn't cost $104. I could do it for you for $150,000. I'd probably do a better job than your $144 million. I wonder where that money's going. I dare you to show me who it's going to, and then I want to see the work. You know who I am. You know where I'm coming from. Let's do better.